What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Therapy in the Details. I don't know, man. I think I get caught up sometimes where I'm sitting here and I'm like, I really want to make this some crazy, nice thing, some cinematic experience. And that's not possible. I don't know if you can even hear that, but the heat kicks on in the house, or there's kids upstairs, or the lighting's messed up. I've had a lot of issues, but I think I was missing the whole point of these videos. The whole point of these videos was basically to get messages out there, to get things off my head. It was a way for me to sit here, record, talk, connect to people. I'm not doing YouTube in general to be famous, popular. I'm certainly not doing it to make money. None of these things matter to me. I have a career, I make money. I don't need fame or popularity. I have my family, I have my friends. So none of those things tie into any relevant part of my life. But there is a topic that touches on those things that did affect me, especially, pre-weight loss. And I kind of wanted to touch on that and talk about it because it is a very important topic. And it has a lot to do with social media. It has a lot to do with how we perceive things and I guess how we go forward in life. It's the new world. When I grew up, social media wasn't like this. I remember being on MySpace and, that was my first experience with social media kind of taking hold, and we had those div overlay pages and we thought we were the coolest thing, and it was all about the view, the image, and we had our top 8. They were training us from the get, right from the start. They were training us to be obsessed with showboating and showing off and posting our stuff, and we all took the bait. And here we are. Social media, I hate to say it, is such a disease. It's really killing socialization. I know that sounds so different than what you would think it's doing. Like, oh, we're socializing. I don't feel like majority of social media is socializing. I think that there are people on social media that don't feel like they're contributing toward this disease that we're all facing, and I'm going to talk about in a second. But I feel like there's so many people that come on here and their main purpose, their main focus is to achieve greatness and fame and popularity and money and show off and showboat, and they want you to feel shitty because they're posting all of their wins and none of their losses, and they want you to think they have this perfect life, and they're giving off this vibe of, look at me, I can do anything, I've achieved everything. I've done everything I want to do. I have all these cars. I have this huge house. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And then the people looking at this person that are on a different chapter in their life, maybe nowhere near the end chapter, or maybe this person is lying about what chapter they're on because it's like, oh, I'm in so much debt, but nobody's talking about that, or I'm a couple car payments away from losing this damn car, or I'm about to have a foreclosure on my house because I can't make the payments because it's all about the image. These clothes, they're used on some websites. I got them on Mercari or something. Nobody talks about anything about how you got it. They just want you to know that they have it. And that's the point of today's video. I remember reading somewhere the words, comparison is the thief of joy. I don't know who said it originally, so I can't give credit. It's not me. But that really, really struck so deeply to me because it really is, in general, that's going to be the title of this video. It's everything. It really is the thief of joy. You cannot compare yourself, your uniqueness, the chapter you're on in life, your originality, your family, your friends, your job, your career, your hopes, your aspirations, and your abilities to anyone. There's no way. I understand competitive nature, like especially in sports and whatever, and I understand, you want to be, humans in general are competitive, it's fine. But you can't compare yourself to other people. You need to look at yourself. You need to focus on who you are. You need to figure out what you need to do as a person. You figure out what you need to fix, what you aren't doing. that's life. It's self-growth. It's fixing yourself, fixing your issues, honing in on who you are and figuring out your abilities and trying to dial in what you're capable of. Not everybody's capable. I could never go play professional sports. No matter how much I try or practice or do anything, there's just some things I'm never gonna be able to do. You're not playing against professional athletes. You're not gonna dunk against LeBron James. You know what I mean? Like, you have to come into terms with reality. You have to know what you're capable of. But on the flip side, there are people that I'll meet that will never be able to do what I do as a career, and that will never have my socialization abilities in real life, and never be able to have the ideas that I have in my head. Everybody's unique, and that's what makes it beautiful. In the past couple weeks, I've really chatted with some good people. I've just posted on my Instagram about it. I've talked with some good people. I've made it a point to break out of the norm for me and spend a little bit more time chatting than I have recently. You can learn a lot about people, and you really need to dig deep and go past all the bullshit. You need to look at people and talk to them, and surround yourself with people that aren't trying to showboat and aren't trying to brag and make you feel less. You need to be around people that need to uplift you. Like in my life, with my family, with my friends, with the people in my business partner, and everybody in between, my goal is, I'm sitting here and I want to raise up, right? I want to level up, but I never ever look down at anybody. I try to always say, what are we doing together? Like, come with me. Let's start something. Let's open up a business. Let's do this. Let's start a podcast. That's something down the line. Let's talk. Let's get to new levels together. Let's bring people with us. Let's all hit our goals. And it's very important, but it's not done often. It's not done the way it should be, because the people that you bring up, if you're a jealous person, envious, and you got that dog in you that's like looking at somebody and you're like, oh, look, they're getting all this attention. Because what are they doing differently? What are they doing that you're not doing that they're getting that attention? Nobody focuses on that. They just make it seem like it's a big jealousy thing. What are they doing? So basically, like, no matter what you see in a person, no matter what you think you know about a person, no matter, what they show you, you don't know the full story unless you're taking the time to actually have a conversation with that person. That's why social media is like, there's a place for it. Older people are on it and they're sharing pictures of their grandkids. I have Facebook, fake book. I have it. I deleted it so many times. I don't even post. The few posts I do have, I'm on a private page. The few posts I do have are of my children. The only thing that I care to share, and it's so that other people can see how they're growing up. It's not to brag, boast, or nothing. I don't post about anything. I never post my vehicle on there. I don't talk about money or career. I don't talk about vacations or this or that. There's so many people that's all they post, hundreds and hundreds of videos. Oh, look at this. Here's a quick little picture of this $800 thing I just picked up. Look at this. Check that out. Look at my new toy. Look at my new car. Why? Who are you impressing? Why are you so damaged inside? That's your whole reality, is throwing that up on there so somebody else can see it and give you a like, a thumbs up. But at the end of the day, they were scrolling, they pushed the button like this real quick and they kept scrolling. I do it. I see somebody and I just I click like on stuff before I even look at context and captions and stuff, just because I'm like, all right, you posted, you wanted a like, here's your like, and I keep going. What is that? Yeah, so take the time to talk to people and stop comparing yourself to them. It's like we have to start contrasting ourselves to people. We have to talk to everybody. And I'm constantly having to remind myself that I'm so different. Like even YouTube's kind of toxic too. Not as toxic as Instagram, in my opinion, because it's just such a huge platform, and there's really no way. Look at this, yuck. There's no way you're gonna sit there and compare yourself to everybody. But if somebody's doing something similar to what you're doing, what does it matter? The fan turned off. Hallelujah, it's gone, right? What does it matter if somebody's doing what you're doing? Are they doing it the exact same way you're doing it? Are they trying to give the same exact message? Do they have the same energy of you? Do they look identical to you? Does their accent sound the same? Are they giving the same amount of quality? Everybody's contributing to something, but it's the whole picture that's cool. Like the detailing community, there's a million people posting. Like a new product comes out, everybody freaks out and clamors to, let me get it, I'm gonna do a video on it. But every video I watch on that product, or every video I watch on that process, every video in general, it's different. It's constructed differently, it's filmed differently, the voices are different, the pictures are different, the people are different. So I like to watch so many different versions of each thing because you get the whole picture. You know what I mean? Like I get to get everybody's experience. Some people use products a certain way, some people use products incorrectly, and then that's where social media is supposed to come in, so you can help guide. I don't publicly post like, hey, asshole, you did this wrong. I'll send them a private message and be like, hey, you know, in my experience, I've used it this way and I had some great results. Maybe you should try it that way. And it helps that person. You see, it's not meant to me be like on there and I'm sitting here in the comment section trying to troll them. Like, hey, you did this wrong. Ha, you know, like you're wrong. But you're sitting there trying to help somebody. That was the point of socialization and social media. We're losing touch with that. It's really like bad. When I was growing up, this stuff wasn't existing. We were outside. We were talking. We weren't worried about, you know, what somebody was posting online, because nobody was doing that. Nobody was pulling their cell phones out to record stuff, unless we were sitting there making our own versions of Jackass and we were smashing guitars over each other's heads or trying to like mimic that. Then you had cameras. Very rare that I even had friends that had cameras. We weren't pulling our stuff. We had flip phones and the camera's quality was like terrible. Like, who was pulling out cameras? We were living life. We were out there experiencing it. I have memories in my head that I have more vividly retained than when I take pictures of something. I've looked back at that picture a million times. And somebody even said it, like, you look at the photo albums we have, right? The old school photo albums, and we keep them there and we have them. I still have tons of baby pictures of my mother when she was a baby, and things I'll save forever, right? And then what do we have now? We have things in the cloud, we have things on phones. And then somebody said, what are we gonna be left with? It's digital dust. That struck a nerve with me, because I was like, oh my God. So when I heard that, I immediately was like, I gotta go and get like a lot of these baby pictures developed into something physical, tangible, something I can sit there and touch and look at, and something when I'm gone, which we all are, we're on borrowed time. I hope you're remembering this every single day when you're living life and you're sitting there worrying about somebody else's nonsense. You're living on borrowed time. We're gone, dude. We're out of here. We're checking out. What are we leaving behind? We're leaving behind the legacy of our kids and family, and the memories and the pictures. And that's it. Take those pictures, live those memories, and go to places and experience things. When you're sitting there really old and you can't move because your back hurts, God forbid you're in like a paralysis or treatment. I've lived through that, watching my mother and many people I love. You don't know what's around the next corner. You don't know when you're going to go, how old you're going to go. God forbid there's a drunk driver on the road. You're not living if you're not experiencing things. If you're sitting there worried about comparing yourself to other people, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? What are you looking at? What are you living for? What are you waking up to look at? Like, oh, I'm scrolling through. Somebody last night went out and they were clubbing, but I was home with my family watching TV. Am I a loser? No, you're both not losers. You're both not. He's living his reality. He's on his chapter. He's living his life. Or she, whoever, is out there clubbing, dancing, enjoying themselves. They're not a bad person. If their intent is to make you feel jealous, then they suck. But, you know, if they're just showing you that they're having a good time, whatever. But what's wrong with your life? Why are you comparing it? I love movie night with my family. I love that. Picking a movie, sitting there and snuggling and being with my kids, knowing that they're home safe, knowing that I have a house that I'm providing for them, and knowing that I'm loving them, and they come and they're like, Daddy, and they're snuggling, they're falling asleep in my arm. If you ever have your son or daughter fall asleep in your arm, there's nothing that feels that good. Except when you're trying to move them to go to bed and they're just sweating and drooling all over you. That's hit or miss. But what compares to that? Stop comparing. Everybody's got so much to live for. Everybody's got so many good things. Life is so fucking cool. It's so beautiful. You can do so much. You can enjoy yourself. Stop comparing yourself. It's the whole point of this video. Enjoy. Don't focus on social media. Contribute to it, but try to contribute for the right reasons. Like, I'm not trying to show off to anybody. There's so many people that look better than me, have more money than me, have better cars than me, are so much more well-versed with detailing than I am. They've got 2 parents. I don't even have that. Fuzz. Everybody's got something that somebody else doesn't have. It's life. You got to just focus on what you have, right? I don't know. I take a long time to get to conclusions and and whatever. But I feel like sometimes there's value in the things that I say. If you think so, then, you let me know. You let me know. These videos aren't here to grow my YouTube. They only get maybe a couple hundred likes, but think about it. Who's watching the video? Who are you touching? Who are we relating to and getting on a different level with? Who are we having a vibe with? Long video. I can't even tell from over here because I just woke up and I was like, all right, we've got so much to do today. My schedule is packed, but I needed to make this video. I can't neglect this series. I got to try. If I showed you my computer, I've got so many ideas that pop into my head, and I'm like, when I'm in the shower, especially, I don't know if you're like me, when I'm in the shower, I sit there and the thoughts just come flying. I'm in my own zone. I did post that video where I'm like talking about taking that shower and you can really focus on your thoughts and stuff. That's the truth. It's the truth. I just took a shower, fresh out of the shower. Look at that, so clean. But I'm down here and I'm like, I had to make this video. This is something that's serious. It's a very, very serious topic. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Compare yourself to where you were and compare yourself to what you think you want to get to and make it happen. Sit there, visualize, and attack. That's it. That's all I ever do. And it's like, is that the key to success? It's the start. There's no key. Some things I'm never gonna achieve. There are limitations to stuff, but I feel like you can achieve most goals. You just have to try. If you sit there and you have those people, if you want something more than you want to breathe, and they're like, I'm drowning and I'm whatever those like ads you ever see on social media. It's true. If you really if you're wanting to be super physically fit and you work out all the time and you're doing the right thing and you're changing your whole lifestyle and your eating habit, you're gonna be physically fit. It's gonna happen. I know some people want to not believe that. If you want to be happy, that's the tough one, but it's true. Depression is super, super tough. I battle with it all the time. I have it. I have depression. But you can think yourself into happiness. You can actually will yourself into happiness. If it's momentary, it doesn't matter. It's temporary, it doesn't matter. It's still there. You can bring it. You can have it happen. You can materialize it. You can manifest it. You can do it. I sit there and I think about my kids and it makes me happy. I can smile. I can think about my son and daughter doing weird things, or just I can have a moment where I'm like, I just saw them playing with cardboard and stuff upstairs and building. They're building, Dad, we're building. Like, it makes me happy. My kids are playing. They're up, they're healthy, they're happy, they're living life, they're thriving, they're in their element. And I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm so happy. We're in a good spot, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you are an OCD OG, I truly appreciate you. Navigating through the muddy waters of shit in our brains alone is tough. If you have somebody there to help you and make you laugh along the way, hopefully I make you laugh sometimes. If you're watching me and you're not laughing, then don't watch me anymore, because, you could either think I'm funny or stupid, or stupid funny, I don't know. But just do your best in life, and maybe that'll help. I love you all. I hope everybody's staying happy, healthy, and humble, and I will see you guys on the next one.